And there we are. Here we are.
What? Oh,
I think. I'm pretty sure we're live
you think?
now. Perfect.
All right, I hope so.
It says waiting.
Give it a
Let me
sec. Give it a
see.
sec. Give it a sec. Maybe YouTube always waits until
Okay.
it's properly timed. There we are. There we are.
There's one person there.
Hi. And we've got Bree. Why did that? Hi
Oh,
guys. Oh my
hi.
gosh, people trickling in. That makes me happy. Especially to see it on something all official like my Streamlabs. I don't know. Makes me feel like a real streamer or something.
I don't think are any of them from the server. Oh,
Yeah, of
Eleanor's
course. There's
there.
Eleanor and Bree's from there.
I'm pretty sure. I assume most are from the server.
I'm assuming. I don't know. When we started doing this, there was this excitement like, ooh, maybe people who aren't from the server are going to be here. And then we did our first one last month, and it was like, yep, everybody from the server. That's what we expected.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's about
Don't
right.
worry, guys. Don't worry. We're on the grind.
Hi,
We're
guys.
on the
Hi.
movement. We're
New
moving on.
chapter. What did everyone think about it in one word in the chat? Go ahead, type it down.
Gosh, in one word.
In one word.
In one word, what did I think of the chapter? Cute. It's very cute.
Bittersweet. Bittersweet.
What did I
Actually,
think?
never
Huh?
Like,
mind. Messed up. Yes, messed up.
I think my
because of like,
exact
there's
word
some
was
cute
oof.
things, and then there's some cute things, and then there's some not so cute things.
And there's messed up things, and then
Stuff
not to
happened.
mention Tsukasa in this chapter. I can't like
He's a
have a good
flashback
chapter when
in
he
this
shows up.
chapter. It almost
Wasn't that one of
counts.
our predictions?
He's still a menace.
Maybe. I don't know. I read this chapter an hour ago, guys. No, never mind. Never mind. The chat is here. I am so prepared for this podcast. I didn't read this chapter an hour ago. I had notes waiting next to me. Of course I did. Depression. Gay. I'm loving it.
Yes, the
Yeah, that's a good
That
word.
is a good
Yeah.
one. That's a very good one. I like that.
pretty much, yeah.
Okay. What do we have here? How many? We're at 10? 10's a good number. So,
Yep.
shall we get started?
I
Yes.
I think we can get started, yeah.
Okay, so we're on YouTube, and everybody knows where the chat is. I am Otaku Imi,
I'm Kafir Random Hanako.
I'm Ness.
and we're going to be talking about the latest chapter, like we always do. Feel free to put down your thoughts in chat as we are going along. We will summarize the chapter, and then we will have a
Mm-hmm.
Q&A after and talk as much as we want to, and probably get very off topic because that's what we do.
Yes, that is what to be expected, yeah. Pretty much. So I guess I'll start.
Go Kathy.
Yeah, so we have this cover here. It's from Drunk Bath Salts. I don't know if the cover is the same across the translations, but it's has Ko and Mitsuba running in the sun. I don't know, at like twilight, and they just
Oh,
look so
it's
in
them
love.
at the aquarium. The
Ah,
full art was on Twitter. Yeah, there's like penguins in the background.
It's so
okay.
cute.
Yeah, it
It's
just looks so
adorable.
cute, and then we get a chapter like this, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
One second. The cuter
But
the cuter the thumbnail for the chapter, the more depressing it's going to be.
Of course.
mhm. Oh, Amy, you're recording, right?
We're live.
Oh, yes, that's how it works.
Also, your
Oh
audio
yeah.
just got weird.
Oh yeah, I did.
Oh, sorry, my bad. All right. Yeah, to start the chapter, we start back on the day of the severance, which is a surprise. I never thought that we'd actually get back here. And we see a dark room. Mitsuba is looking at his hands, they're falling apart. And we see a figure approach from the shadows. It's Tsukasa, unfortunately.
Because of course it is.
And
At least we know what
and
Tsukasa
he's
was
being
doing the day of the severance.
Yeah.
yes. And he is being creepy as usual. I can just hear that Mitsuba from Tsukasa just because he said it to anime. He's like Mitsuba.
Oh,
Oh, you're
yes.
right. I can hear that too.
Yeah. Mhm.
Totally, 100%.
And he says, "Are you hungry?" And I'm like, "This is not going to be a hamburger, is it?" And he took up this nasty, vile-looking supernatural off the ground, and he says, "Oh, you've eaten halfway through this. Why don't you finish the rest? What you need to eat is actually the heart of the supernatural." But Mitsuba can't. He can't stomach this. But based on what Sakasa is saying, he looks into Mitsuba's eyes and he says, "You actually think this thing looks tasty, don't you?" And I couldn't believe it. But when we get a panel of Mitsuba's face, he's not here. Like, he looks very confused. His
He's got the
eyes are,
swirly dark eyes. The dark
yeah.
eyes.
Oh, no.
And, and Sakasa said, "If you didn't think this tastes good, you wouldn't be making a face like this." Um, I pretty much agree with him.
Hmm.
So, continuing the chapter, we get back to present day. Um,
And we're
we're
okay.
at the
He's
aquarium
okay.
again.
Mitsuba is okay.
And
Oh
Mitsuba's okay.
god.
Yes.
Oh,
Oh, the worry. Oh my gosh. The first time he showed up and it was like, and it was obvious that this was not a flashback anymore. I'm like, oh, relief.
Yeah.
yeah.
Actually, I wanted them to continue the flashback because I still want to know what happened in the severance. But anyways, I can't always get what I want. Um, so Mitsuba is here. He's seems like he just woken up and he's still falling apart, but he's awake, and that's the important thing. So Ko is concerned. He says that, we're still in the aquarium, and some supernatural fish showed up all over the place, and the guests in this aquarium turned out to be supernaturals as well. So they had to actually run and hide from one of the fishes that has been swimming around for hours, I guess now. And
Swimming through the air. Where did I
yeah,
see
swimming through the air.
exactly that recently? I was watching something. Nope, it's gone. I don't know what it was. I thought it was cool though, and I had an image in my head specifically of the Don Machi. That's where I was seeing that
Uh,
Uh-huh.
recently. Fish swimming through the air. It just came back to me. Very cool though. I like the effect. I hope we get to see it animated one day.
one
So
day.
they're wondering. So Kobe's wondering. Before they, try to move from this area, what happened to him? Because you know how these authors are. They leave us on a cliffhanger. So I appreciate Ko asking straight up, "What the hell is happening to you, Mitsuba?" And Mitsuba explains because of the severance, he fell apart completely.
Hmm.
And apparently Tsukasa helped put him back together. As we know, Tsukasa is basically Mitsuba's creator.
He's Mitsuba's Dr.
And
Frankenstein.
hmm
Basically, yeah.
and yeah, so Ko is just taken aback because he realizes that maybe nobody is able to put you back together on other than Tsukasa. But Mitsuba explains that he is a supernatural that gets stronger by eating other supernaturals, like what he did to number three. And it's kind of a terrible existence for him because he just goes through cycles of being hungry, and then he wants, no matter how much he eats, he doesn't, and sometimes he doesn't want to eat these things, but he ends up eating them when he realizes that he's fallen apart because that's all he can think about.
It's interesting that they're
And
bringing this up now because, uh, we've never been shown this before, right? It's never come up
mhm,
before that ever since number three, like aside from number three, Mitsuba's never eaten another supernatural as far as we know. That's never
Yeah.
happened. So
yeah,
this seems completely out of the blue. Like I never thought that that was something he would have to keep doing in order to
Yeah.
maintain his shape. But we don't see Mitsuba for long periods of time. We have no idea what he's doing. And
And I
he's
guess
part of
that's what he's doing.
Sakasa's group, so like
He's just he's just feasting.
look at them. And he's
and the
depressed
thing
about
is,
it and
The thing is, it brings to light the fact that Mitsuba really, during the severance, well, all other supernaturals were returning to somewhere, and that somewhere will be the far shore. Mitsuba really has nowhere to go because he's just a combination of different supernaturals. So we now know that Mitsuba really and truly he won't be anywhere. He doesn't have anywhere to go to,
Hmm. It's
which is
also
pretty sad.
It's also, hearing about how he fell apart like this, it's really a slap in the face that Mitsuba really is a supernatural. Like he's always wanted to be human. He's always seemed pretty human and we all knew him as like actual Mitsuba before he became Tsukasa's Frankenstein's monster.
Hmm.
But he's a supernatural who has a very supernatural existence and has to do very monster-like things in order to survive.
Yeah,
And
even
But
more than other supernaturals.
mhm.
yeah, but I don't think this slaps us in the face as much as it slaps Mitsuba in the face, really. Because as he explains here, he's tired of it because he just wants to be human, and it seems like his biggest insecurity because he's like huddled together,
Mhm.
bringing his knees to his head,
And of course,
and he
it slaps
says, "I'm
Ko's in the
nothing but a
face pretty
monster."
hard too.
Yeah,
Oh,
he thinks he's nothing but a monster, and then he explains the reason why he approached the Mitsuba house. The sorry, Minato's
Minamoto's.
Minamoto's.
You can
Yes,
do it, I
that
believe.
word.
you got it. You got it.
The Minamoto's house, and he said that if he ran into this Teru, this would have things would have gone much quicker. Because
And
I'm
he's
pretty
right.
sure
Yep. Oh,
Teru
absolutely.
being
Oh,
Teru being the raging racist that he is,
It's
would
like,
love.
racist. Oh
is
my
it
god.
good luck or bad luck that Mitsuba just happens upon the Minamoto house the moment after Ko and Teru have their talk about Ko relying on Teru more and treating him like a proper exorcist? Like, really?
Wow.
If he'd
What
shown up at the
timing?
house like 10 minutes
But
earlier,
like,
Teru would have taken care of this himself.
Yeah.
true. But like, if Mitsuba eats supernaturals, wouldn't he be like Teru's perfect psychic? Just a thought.
A
But
necessary evil kind of deal. But Mitsuba isn't that strong, right? It seems like he didn't kill number three himself. Tsukasa did that, and it
Yeah.
kind of looked like anything else he's eaten since then has been mostly small things,
Yeah, low level
and
supernaturals.
Teru can slap those into nothingness in his sleep. Like,
Yeah.
all right, he wouldn't be the psychic; he'd be a pet.
oh,
Wow.
oh, he would be. Ah,
But moving on. Um, yes, so he explains that he came to their household so that they could exercise him. And then he asks, um, then Ko is completely taken aback by this information.
it's just the
And
chat.
then
Yeah, wanting your friend to exercise you is a totally platonic thing.
What? What? What?
Okay, still going, still going.
Wanting your
but
friend to erase you from the living world is a pathetic thing.
It's such a platonic thing to ask.
Okay. Okay.
but Mitsuba wants to change the subject. He says, "Oh, I was just joking. I was just kidding." And then he wants to move on because apparently Ko is weak and he could never bring down a supernatural like Mitsuba. And Ko gets right back on topic because he doesn't know what Mitsuba is trying, but he's not buying it at all.
I
He
really
straight up
appreciate
tells him,
Ko here. Oh,
Yes.
thank
"Yeah,
goodness. He would have just let Mitsuba change the topic if this had all
mm-hmm,
happened before the severance, and he would have just mulled over it in silence. But
yeah."
Ko has
Hmm.
grown, and he's going to
Yes.
stand his ground. And he's like, "No, you're not kidding, and I can tell you're not kidding, and we are going to talk about this right now."
Thank you, Ko. Oh my god.
What a big he's grown so much.
I
My
know, right? I
precious
love it.
boy.
Oh.
I love it. Um, so yeah, Ko is kind of just reflecting on the day that they've had and realizing that all this time Mitsuba was just trying to live in the moment and live like, he's living his last day on Earth because all the time he's thinking that he's going to be exercised and disappear.
Mhm.
And Ko is completely upset because he didn't realize this until now. So he storms off. Mitsuba wonders where he's going. And Mitsuba kind of settles down and says, oh well, it doesn't make any sense to do anything because this is going to be the end anyways. But
He's still falling apart. Look at him. His little
Oh.
pieces of him are trying to crawl out of the bathtub. It's weird.
Oh.
But it's so cute. I love the way they did this, right? Because it's Ko's, being mad about Mitsuba's intention. He looks towards the little charm that he got, right? And he clenches it.
Mhm.
And then as Mitsuba's sitting in the tub, he does the same thing. He pulls out his little charm and he clenches at it. It's
Mhm.
so
Oh, they're
cute.
so they're so in love.
mm, hello.
I mean, come on, that's like a
Yeah.
oh, wait, where'd
Did
Kathy
we
go?
lose Kathy?
Wait, oh no. Um,
It's okay.
oh, okay, okay.
It's okay. Did you make it back, Kathy?
Are you good?
Are you good?
I'm 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 here.
You're still here. Okay.
I'm
Okay,
Anyways.
alright.
I'm sorry. I can just imagine how you guys were scrambling out. Um. So yes, as I was saying, Ko comes barging in back, and like Mitsuba is, surprised because he was kind of like, oh, other guys just like, this is the end. And Ko comes back with food,
Food.
and
Like,
He
there's
brought
nothing
some
weird about this food.
McDonald's.
It's just fish. Fish is totally normal food.
Yeah,
There's nothing weird
yeah,
about some
he
fish.
he brought home dinner.
yes,
What a
he
good
basically
man
went.
wife. He's
What a good man, what a good male wife.
Ko just went. Ko just went ghost fishing for his ghost boyfriend. What can I mean? I would appreciate it.
Ghost
Mhm.
fishing for his ghost boyfriend.
Uh,
So Ko asks him, "What part do you need to eat? Do you need to eat all of it?" And he just says that he needs to eat the heart. So meets Ko just casually rips out the supernatural's heart,
have you guys
and
ever had to actually skin a fish before?
Nope.
yes,
It's so gross. Like, especially if you're not ready for it. It's just like doing that. I was kind of
Uh,
traumatized. I think I was too little when I got asked to do that for the first time and I was not ready mentally. That's just what I was thinking about as I was seeing this. I'm like, fish, fish trauma memories.
I don't like the like sound effects. The like splurt, splurt, splurt,
Those are
scrunch,
Mhm.
different kind
snap,
of
tear.
trauma memories.
Oh,
The
What?
scrunch, snap, tear.
I don't like the sound effect.
No, not the
well, I'm
Happy
not
Meal
going to like.
sounds.
Listen, I'm not even joking. Ko is being very much being a man here. Like, I'm sorry, but
Anyways.
he
I'm mad.
tries to. He wants him to eat it, so he takes disgusting food out and he shoves it to Mitsuba's face and he says, "Eat it." Mitsuba is looking at this thing like, what is this guy talking about? So he says, "No, this is gross," and you
Although
can imagine
the
because
Uh,
first thing he does is look at
y-
it with those super, super hungry, swirly eyes, like, oh my
yeah.
god,
yeah,
I want. And then he's like,
Mhm.
no.
yeah. But the thing is, it's funny because we all know that Mitsuba kind of has a feminine side to him. So I think this is the whole feminine part of him saying, "Ew, that's gross."
I mean, you don't need to be feminine like to look at that and be like, ugh, ugh,
Yeah,
ugh.
no. I don't.
I think that's a pretty normal
Is it
reaction to have.
is it a manly thing to be okay with eating
Gross things? Yeah. I don't know.
rough?
Okay, guys, just be prepared to take over at any moment because like my
Oh,
internet is.
I understand.
all
I'm
right.
ready.
Well, okay, moving on.
Mhm.
Um, Cole is just being. I don't know what got over Cole, but he's just being so forceful. He's like he's telling
Well,
Mitsuba.
what got over him is that he doesn't want Mitsuba to, disappear.
I mean, I was getting to that.
That's
Oh, there's something called build up.
And he's
Oh my
also,
god.
just a little bit
what
mad
it's
that
something called
someone he
build
thinks of
up.
as
I'm
a
pretty sure
friend just asked him to essentially kill him. I don't know.
build up. I'm like I'm pretty sure most of the people watching have already read the chapter. They don't need the build up. Like we know.
We know.
Well, sorry. But that is, anyways. Yes. So he's saying that Mitsuba is being selfish by not wanting to eat and trying to disappear himself, basically. And Ko is he's just getting so mad. He's saying, "Open your damn mouth." And Mitsuba kicks him.
Very,
And
very
Mitsuba
forceful.
says,
Well,
yes,
yeah.
very forceful. And Mitsuba kicks him. He's saying, "What brought this on? What is going on? What are you doing?" And I'm just like, Mitsuba, are you serious? So Mitsuba is saying, "Are you trying to be considerate by doing all of this?" And he's saying, "This is stupid." He's about to walk away. Cole grabs his leg and he's saying, "You aren't going anywhere." He just shoves him to the ground. And he's saying, "What do you mean by exercise me?" Like,
Kathy, did you cut out again?
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Anyways, he's going, stop screwing around, which understandably, I mean, what's up with Ko here is that he's pissed off, obviously. And
Mhm.
I would be pissed off too. And I appreciate that because it's usually not the response, right? Especially in
Mhm.
shonen. Ness, you don't watch a lot of shonen, but this
No.
happens when, you've got a character that's all like, no, no, I can't live anymore. It's too much. My monstrous existence cannot continue in this realm. And then they turn to their closest friend and they're like,
Yeah.
you must end me. And then, they might do it if it's like that kind of manga. But most of the
Mhm.
time they're like, no, no, the power of friendship will save you.
God, no, I've definitely seen jokes like that before.
But no, not this time. This time Ko's like, stop, no, shut up. I hate you right now.
I'm
Oh,
back. I'm
You're
back.
okay,
back.
good.
Anyways, okay, Kathy, continue.
Yes. So Mitsuba looks up at him again. He's asking, "Why are you so angry?" And Cole literally shoves his dirty hand in his mouth.
She's like, ew.
Uh.
COVID era does
He's
not approve.
like, it's like, Cole, what has gotten into you? But he's saying, so what if you're hungry? And what if you have to eat every day to stay together and be normal? I'd die if I didn't eat every day too. So, um, what you're doing is stupid. And then we see a big chomp, and
Oh,
that is
what is
Mitsuba.
with Ida Iro and the
Stop with
chomps recently? Oh my
stop with the
god.
eating the hands,
Oh, it's so much.
biting the hands. It's why is that? What?
Oh, it's such a, I don't know. I'm gonna
Like
have
if
to
I had a
start
nickel,
questioning it soon if it
if
keeps
I had a
happening.
nickel for every time a character had their hand bitten in this manga, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's crazy that happened twice.
It's too many. Okay, but anyways.
But yes, Cole pulls back, which is a natural reaction. He's just looking up at him like, "Huh? You bit me?" And Mitsuba he just looks traumatized. Like he's just like he's saying, "This is your own fault. How dare you cram your hand in someone else's mouth?" And Ko's hand, we get a close up of Ko's hand. It is literally bleeding where he bit, and Mitsuba is again staring at his hand like, oh, something like he's hungry. He has those hungry eyes again, and he says that he's been holding himself back all this time.
Hmm.
And then Ko comes to the realization that it isn't only supernaturals that Mitsuba will eat. And then Mitsuba doesn't even answer him straight. He says, "That's why I told you to exercise me." And then we realized why Mitsuba feels so disgusted with being a supernatural, with his entire existence,
I mean, it
and
does make
why.
sense. It's not it's not news to us that supernaturals eat people. That was
Hmm.
kind of number six's whole thing.
Yeah,
But if
true.
you want to be human, you don't want to be eating humans.
Nah, nah, it's not healthy
True.
for you. It's just not a good idea in any
Yeah.
sense.
In any sense.
It's no. If Ko gets smeared, no,
No, no,
no.
guys, no.
It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. I refuse. We're not going that route again. We
Oh
thought we thought
no.
Samaria and number six were paralleling Hanako and Nene, but in reality, They
It
were
was
paralleling
Mitsuko.
Ko and Mitsuba. It was
It
a
was Mitsuko
Mitsuko
the whole
connection.
time.
No,
Oh,
they were paralleling me when I go and buy some McDonald's. That is what they're
No!
paralleling.
chomping on the fingers is just like chomping on some fries.
Oh, oh.
They're
Anyways,
even similar shapes.
let's just get
But
back
yeah,
to it.
Ko starts. Ko is just he realizes why Mitsuba is so upset with himself and insecure, and he wonders why he didn't just tell him this from the start. So if he thinks, and Ko is a bit offended, right? Because he says that Mitsuba thinks he's so um undependable and weak and not worth asking for advice, but he puts all his faith in Tsukasa, and he doesn't understand why he'd do that.
And
But
yeah, understandable.
Yeah.
Like, I know Sukasa created you, but in the same way that Dr. Frankenstein was a little piece of shit, maybe don't trust your creator in this case. Like, Tsukasa, even you know, even you know, Mitsuba, that it's not a good idea. Literally anyone else, please.
mhm. And then we have someone here saying that if he could eat people, why don't they just feed him animals? Which
Well,
I mean,
Ah.
I mean,
I can't say that doesn't make sense. Like giving him a raw chicken here and there. Like,
Probably
I
wouldn't
mean,
work.
problem solved.
Probably wouldn't
uh,
work.
It probably wouldn't work
Usually,
because of anime lore,
yeah,
really.
usually in
yeah.
these situations, that's not how it works.
Yeah.
Hmm.
All right. Anyways,
But yes, Ko, who was being forceful a few panels ago, is now begging. He's crying. He's shoving, not even shoving, he is begging Ko to take the piece of something in his hand and
begging Mitsuba.
eats it.
And I love Mitsuba's reaction panel. Like, he
Oh,
looks up.
it's so
It's
cute.
like, Ko's crying, right? And he's just like, oh no!
I love this trope so much, where like one person just starts crying, the other one's like, "Oh shit, I
Well,
hurt
they
their
are.
feelings."
It's like they are both kind of tsunderes, right? With each other.
Yeah,
I don't
they
know.
are.
Specifically just with each other. So,
Hmm.
he looks up and he's like, ah, whoa, no, no, this isn't how this usually goes. What am I
Yeah,
doing? No.
exactly.
Mm.
Like, no, you're supposed to argue back with me. Don't just start crying. Doesn't make any sense.
He's like, this isn't our dynamic.
At least he starts approaching Ko and saying, I'm sorry about that, but Ko is like, don't look at me. Just eat it. Mitsuha just gets right on it. And then
Ah.
Mitsuha eats it and now everyone's happy. Well, I'm happy and Mitsuha's happy, but Ko is still crying.
I feel
Oh,
this. This is how I
poor
respond to
boy.
when I get like especially mad. There's just tears happening, and
Oh
it's like,
yeah.
no, no, shut up. I'm really mad at you. But the tears are like clutched into a ball. Like, get away. I'm mad at you. No, get back here. I want to yell at you. Like,
Yeah.
I get it. I get it.
Yeah, I mean, he straight up said that he's so irritated by his stupidity that he started crying.
It made me laugh
Right.
so hard.
I love how Mitsuba just like immediately it was the tears that broke him. It's like eat it, and he's like, okay, okay, I'm eating it. I'm
Oh
eating
yeah,
it.
it's cute.
Stop. Look, I'm all better
Please
now.
stop crying. Look, I'm okay now. Stop crying, please.
Mhm.
And then he just pats him on the head and starts ruffling his hair. It's so cute.
Ah,
I'm so dead.
so adorable.
Mhm. But he says, Ko says that he doesn't mind it if he's scummy or if he sucks or if he's a monster. But it would trouble him if he disappeared, if he was gone.
Mhm.
And then he says, you know what? If you disappear, you kind of the root of all my issues would disappear too.
I mean,
But,
it's
I
true.
mean, yeah,
Yeah.
it's true.
Go's
It's true.
conflict in this entire manga has just revolved around Mitsuba for the most part, ever since he was introduced. Like,
And then he says, Mitsuba asks him jokingly, "You'd get lonely without me, wouldn't you?" And then Ko, it
Oh.
seems like he realizes this in the moment too. And then
He's
he has a little blush.
Oh.
he's surprised and then he's like, "Oh." And then okay, let's talk about this picture for a minute because I read I read a lot of Sasuke and Miyano and I saw this specifically so many times that I couldn't not make the connection. So when the boy puts his hand over his mouth like that, it is
Mhm.
very much I just associate it with romantic feelings. I
Oh,
can't
this. Oh,
not
yeah.
at
This
this
felt
point.
explicitly romantic to me too.
This is such an I'm hiding my expression because I'm embarrassed kind of feeling, and
Mhm.
which it's not necessarily romantic. And I don't want to push a
It
Mitsuko agenda
feels
for canon,
very specifically romantic
but
though.
it
Like the
really,
vibes.
yeah, it really felt romantic, and it
And
was
like
so cute.
the fact that they've already referenced Mitsuko romantically before is
Uh,
making me like they're aware.
I
So like
I
they're totally aware.
I couldn't help it. I couldn't help it. As soon as I saw it, I'm like, "Oh, you're pulling a Sasuke, and it's so cute."
That's adorable.
Bree's confirming it. This is a trope. I am not crazy. This is a real thing. And characters
Yeah.
will do this. It's just how it works.
Mhm.
It's totally on purpose.
Aw. And it was so cute. And my heart did squeeze. And I,
Yeah, me too.
oh, oh, it's so cute.
But that pretty much wraps up the
Mhm.
chapter.
And
Mhm.
Mitsuba did look kind of surprised. It's like he was initially
Mhm.
joking, clearly, like, you'd be
Mhm.
lonely without me. And then he gets that look, and you can tell immediately he's like, oh, I hit the nail on the head.
No, yeah, he was like expecting Ko to just deny it,
Hmm.
probably, like
Yeah.
fully.
And then Ko does the typical tsundere as if kind of deal, but
Yeah.
he's hiding his head, and you can tell Mitsuba
Oh my
knows it's not.
god.
He's
It's like that wasn't his real response. His face said
like,
everything.
huh? Huh? Yeah. Oh, and next issue, an opening color and bonus to celebrate 100 chapters of Hanako.
Exciting! Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So yeah, next chapter is going to be 100. That's crazy. But yeah,
That
that's
is
the end of the
crazy.
chapter. Anyone in the chat that has questions or specific comments they want to make, go ahead and type it out, and we will see them in maybe a minute when the chat catches up. Flashback to Confession Tree arc. Actually, yes,
Oh
Eleanor.
yeah.
That is very much
Oh
reminiscent.
yes.
Yeah, it's almost the exact same thing where, they get that tear-filled face and then the person is like, "What? What?"
And that was explicitly romantic, so
That was
I
explicitly
mean,
romantic. That was like the true proper
that
start of
ex-
Hana Nene.
that was it was it's literally the oh, this is on purpose.
Where it all
I think the
began.
only thing I remember from the Confession Tree arc is Akane and Lemon. Like,
Okay, to be fair, that's a good thing to remember from the Confession Tree arc.
True.
yeah, if he stuck with Lemon, he wouldn't have killed Aoi. But that's our argument for another day.
We're going, may the boys live happily ever after for at least one chapter.
Please. Please.
At least one chapter. Can we make it that long? Ida Iro
Without
challenge.
something terrible happening.
Ooh, can we also
In
talk
parentheses, impossible.
that freaking hand over the mouth panel, right? I was looking at
Mhm.
it and I'm like, Ida, you little flexing so hard with the hand drawing skills. I'm mad.
Right? Oh my god.
Like,
I
excuse me.
uh,
That is
like
just not fair.
Ida, I've always been like so jealous of how they draw hands, but like this specifically, they're just showing off at this point.
Yeah, Linnea asking if we think something special will happen for 100th chapter. Mitsuko canon?
Mitsuko canon?
Uh, a doubt, but we can hope.
Well, I don't think it may not be something special about the chapter specifically, but we might get something special outside of the chapter.
We
Well, we
We'll
already
might.
know we
get a
will, but
drawing. We're definitely getting a drawing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
at
we're
the very
definitely
least.
getting a
But
drawing. We might get a few more things from their Twitter because
oh yeah, that would
Adairo's
make
very
sense.
active on their Twitter, and especially for like celebration things of any kind. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
100th chapter. You know what would be great for a 100th chapter? Maybe some information on that anime project that they said is
Please
happening.
tell me what it is. What is it? What
What is
don't know.
it? Can you give us
I
some
know, right?
details? Maybe like a time frame? I don't know.
I don't even need a time. I just want to know what should be expecting.
Yes, I just want to know what's going on. What are you doing?
Like,
I
we
did,
should make that sort of thing illegal. If they make announcements, follow up a week afterwards, and
like,
just be professional,
but the
please.
announcement can't be so vague. Like, yes, anime restart. What does that mean?
Right? Anime Project Restart. What are you talking about? I've never heard an anime project announced like that. Like, what are they
Yeah,
doing?
what? I'm
And
so
then the articles
confused.
don't give you any more information
It's,
either.
it's because the
No,
articles
yeah,
only have
because
the same
they don't.
information that we
Yeah,
have. They're looking
exactly.
at the Twitter like, I guess this is my one and only source. Like,
They
what
won't
is
say
going
anything else
on?
about it.
100 Reasons
Oh,
Why They Deserve a Happy Ending. Yes. We can do that. We can do our 100th chapter
oh
celebration.
my gosh, that'd be
100
funny.
Reasons Why we should get a happy ending, and then we'll just
Ugh,
send it to Ida Iro. Like, please?
man, I'm I'm really hoping that the anime thing is like completely redoing the first season plus like a 24 episode kind of thing.
Faithful
Maybe
adaptation to
two
Oh,
restart
cours, faithful
completely.
adaptation. Yeah.
It would be really, really amazing. And if they had
that would
like
be,
an
yeah.
especially good studio in charge of it too,
Oh
I don't even
yes,
know.
please.
Actually, I'd love that more than releasing a movie for the Picture Perfect arc. To be
Oh, a
honest,
movie for the Picture Perfect arc would make not much sense at all.
I would
yeah,
like a picture perfect dark movie, but it would definitely favor manga readers because
I think
anyone
yeah,
who's
I don't think
watched
they
the
do
anime
that.
wouldn't have any idea what's going on.
I don't.
Like
Yeah, they really wouldn't. And I don't think they'd do that. The
100
anime
chapters
onlys.
and both couples are still not fully canon. I don't know, Chloe. I think Hana Nene is pretty canon right
Hananene
now.
is pretty canon.
it's yeah, it's pretty canon.
Like they're not like they never said dating per se, but they basically confess and kissed and yeah,
They
they're
confessed
Yeah,
and
they're canon.
kissed, so that's about as couple as you get. I don't know.
yeah.
Yeah,
In this angsty
in
manga,
this yeah,
don't really get expect anymore.
this is what that's what you could expect.
I doubt they're gonna get enough of a break to actually do anything coupley from here on out, anyways. So,
Yeah, unfortunately.
a journalist looking at the anime announcement, like, what do I do with this? Yeah, yeah, basically.
Like yeah, like oh man, I can't imagine.
I feel bad for the poor article writers that looked at that announcement and they were like, okay, I've got to
Um,
write an article on this. It's an announcement, it's just a picture with like a caption. How do I go about
it's
this?
a picture with a caption that doesn't make any sense or say anything specific about what this is going to be at all.
They got so creative too. Like I was reading a couple articles where they're going on and I'm like, "Wow, you're really good at this. You're saying nothing, but like you're
Right?
really
I
going. I'm impressed. I want
it's
these
like
skills."
just like how long can you talk without saying anything?
They had nothing to say. I knew they had nothing to say from the get-go, but like
Hmm.
I just kept reading because I wanted to know how long they would drag it out.
Yeah, right.
Only for the end of the article to be like, "We will update when we get more information." I'm
Because that's
I
all we
hate
can
that.
do because there's
I
no
hate that.
information.
like, I
All
feel
we
you, article writer. I understand.
the the only information we have is that something related to the anime is happening.
Man, the
That's
teaser
it.
was not a proper teaser. It was, I don't know what it was.
Well, what even was it? I don't remember.
It was a
I think
picture, basically. They just showed you,
was it
it's
just
like, here is
I,
picture, new
oh yeah, I
anime.
do remember that picture, yeah.
Like, we have no idea what's going on, and then the Twitter too was just like, we're happy to announce this anime
Well, like
restart
it
project.
was
We're
like
like,
there
what?
was like there was like a big countdown on the Twitter.
Yeah, they had the big countdown
Like a
towards it.
huge
Like,
countdown. And I was like expecting something really big. And I'm like and I got it, I'm like, is this really big? I don't know. It
Linnea,
could be.
Linnea,
So I'm
look,
seeing this
yes,
article.
if Nene lifespan thing, like if they solve it and Nene grows up, Hanako will still be a child. Don't think about that.
Yes, don't
It's
don't think
not going
about
to
it.
happen. They're not going to just
I don't. Yeah,
have
that's not.
Nene
I don't think
grow
that's
up and
how.
Hanukkah will be left behind. They're going to resolve it at some point, and it's
This
Yeah,
probably not going to
they
be very
can't do that.
happy, but
that
it
would
will
be
be
an
resolved.
that would be an unsatisfying ending.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's the thing. It's either you make it sad or you make it really cheery and everyone's happy, but you can't make it unsatisfying.
Yeah.
True.
And Ida
Yeah, that'd
Euro's
be a
very
very lame
good at
ending.
like giving endings. They're good. They've got the ending thing down. They're not happy endings
Oh
usually,
no,
but
they're
they've got
usually
it
very
down.
bittersweet. I'm expecting a
And
very bittersweet ending.
Yes.
I'm seeing this article that came out 6 days ago. It says that the season 2 is expected to release early or mid 2023.
Yeah,
But the
they're
thing is,
guessing.
if these people, if these guesses aren't right, who holds them accountable? I hate this.
No,
I
that
I
happens
hate
so much. Because I remember back when the anime first released, afterwards people were like, "Oh yeah, season 2 is probably going to be like next
a
year."
year.
Like,
Yeah, I hate
I don't know
this.
about that one.
It's like when I read things like that, I understand that what they're doing is looking at like past trends and announcements and like calculating backwards, going, yeah, this
hmm
is how long it usually takes, this is when we can expect it. And I'm like, nah. Nah, you haven't been in the TBHK specific community as long as we have. You don't understand. This
I feel
anime
like
project announcement means we're getting an anime in maybe 2025.
yeah, honestly, yeah. I I feel like you can only do that kind of thing where you can like predict the announcements for like anime that are have been ongoing for a while and like have a pattern of
Yeah.
release. And
Like
like THK doesn't.
if you have big shonen, like big name shonen, then obviously they have a
Yeah.
pretty strict release schedule. If you have a really big studio, then they've got a pretty strict release schedule too because they've got to move on to other things. They got to keep going. We don't
Yeah.
even know what studio is in charge of this yet.
Exactly. Like you'd think that they would announce that with the announcement, right? No.
Mhm.
Like Hoyoverse did that for the Genshin anime. That was like one of the only things that they actually announced about it was that they'd be working with Ufotable.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all they announced about it. And that's something we're not expecting to get for another couple years at least. Like
Yeah, exactly. So like why couldn't you announce what studio? Like I'm sure you already know what studio's going to be doing it. Just
mhm.
tell us.
Yep. Anyways,
Ah, it's
that
so
got to
annoying.
we're getting a bit off track from the chapter itself. Any questions about the chapter itself, go ahead. Or type them down, guys.
Yeah.
Mappa crunching the heck out of their employees right now. Yeah, that's anime studios be
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, it's like almost every anime studio.
Yeah, there's a couple good ones, but most of them are eh. Well, I'm just
Yeah.
glad I don't live in Japan. Mappa animating TVHK would be crazy. I would love that, actually.
That
If
would
they keep
be
the
awesome.
style, if they keep the style,
If they
Well, I
keep the
mean,
style, Mappa
be,
would.
be,
It's
yeah,
yeah.
I mean, you kind of have to. Come on. The style is so like
no, but the thing is that what makes Mappa good isn't
TBHK.
it the fluidity really of the characters and how one scene transitions to the next. TVHK isn't necessarily fluid and it worked while it wasn't very fluid. So I'm not sure if while they're known for animating very dark stuff, I'm not sure if it would work.
Um,
Um
Mappa is typically very good, but I think it would be cooler to see Bones do it.
Oh yeah.
I think Bones has been very good about like being stylistic and being good to the source material, so that would be fun. Predictions for the next chapter, guys?
Uh,
That was the question. That
where
was the
is this
chat
going?
question.
Where is this going actually?
That's a good
I
question.
I don't know. Well, there's no real way to know what's gonna happen after this. There's nothing really leading in. I don't know. We might switch perspectives because we've gotten a lot of Mitsuko.
We have
Okay,
gotten a lot
what's
of Mitsuko, but also they're still trapped and being hunted by a giant supernatural right now.
That's
So
true, but we could still cut away from them anyways.
we might cut
That
yeah,
away
we
wouldn't
from
stop
can,
them.
and
them.
then go back to them when they're out of the aquarium or something.
That
Yeah.
depends. If there's a plan to include the others in this little mini arc, then we'll probably cut
I
away to
doubt
them
it.
and
True.
like
That's we just
they'll
don't
come
know.
and join. But if they're not
I
going to be
think this
part
is
of this,
Mitsuko's arc.
yeah, if they're not, if the others aren't going to be part of this, then we'll probably next chapter will be more action, probably more
Wait,
them trying to get away from the supernatural.
Mm-hmm.
in like
What are
a
the others doing now, right now?
what?
Were they planning anything? What are the others doing right now?
They're having a party.
They're just they're kind of just chilling
They're having a
at the
Uh,
Minamoto
sleepover. They're
house.
on their phones gossiping about Ko being on a date.
Yeah, meanwhile.
all right, so there's nothing interesting with them either. So maybe, I don't know.
At
And
least that we know of.
we have no idea what the other supernaturals are up to, like Hanako and
Yeah,
Oh no,
that's
yeah.
the thing. I'm
Tsukasa.
wondering if they're going to switch to them, but I don't see them switching back to the party, the party people right now.
Yeah, there's really
Yeah.
no need to be going
As
back to
long
the.
as long as there's nothing going on that we don't know about.
Mhm.
Because
Mm-hmm.
I never trust that Teru doesn't know something that we don't. You know?
Tara typically does. I imagine a lot of the time when he's not included in these, it's because they they gave him too much power. He would be the one. He would be the solution to most of these
I mean,
problems.
if Teru was there in this like scenario, they'd be out of there so fast. And
Hmm
also Mitsu would be
True.
dead.
And Mitsuba would be dead too, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I
There's two birds at one stone.
yeah, they'd be out of there and Mitsu would be gone, just like he wanted.
Code
Eleanor,
hates him forever though. Jeez.
Eleanor, Hanako being by himself scares me. You better stay put.
You better
That's
stay
that's
Hanako is
fair.
scheming. No, yeah, whenever Hanako's alone, it's like, oh, what is he planning?
He's like he's doing something. I don't know. I'm nervous.
He's done planning now. He's done his scheming. He learned his lesson.
Well, I'd hope so after everything that happened between him and Nene.
At least with Nene. He's done scheme with Nene.
He's sitting
Yeah.
in the bathroom thinking about Nene and probably sulking a little about the fact that she's having a sleepover with the
He's just like
Minamotos.
sitting like on the toilet seat with like his like legs up to his head, just like sulking.
Oh, if he knows what they're up to right now, he'd be sulking so
Oh
hard.
yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
He'd be so upset that he can't leave the school and,
Yep.
and be there.
Tsukasa, on the other hand, he worries me a lot more. What is he up
Oh
to?
yes.
Especially
Tsubasa we
whenever
know is
Mitsuba
always
is
scheming.
involved. Like, if
Yeah.
Mitsuba is involved, then I'm very concerned that Tsukasa is just around the corner. It's-
Oh yeah, the fact that we got a flashback involving Tsukasa is like maybe
Mhm.
he's gonna show up soon.
I'm still traumatized by his first involvement with Mitsuba. That was literally the arc where they introduced Tsukasa as a legitimate threat.
Yep.
They just
And
threw
it
him
was
in there
him
and
just
he
killing
KO'd
Mitsuba.
Mitsuba.
I mean, yeah, before he was just being taught, like tea was just being thrown at him. And, well, he wasn't really much of a threat before
Yeah.
then.
And he was
I mean,
melting
he
from the
did
tea.
lock up.
Oh, the tea got
Did he
spilled.
lock up Nene before then?
Um, no, I think the tea party happened after Mitsuba. I think. Chat,
Uh,
correct me if I'm wrong, but I think.
I think so too.
Hmm
I mean, even then, you couldn't really figure out what he was doing. Like,
Yeah, yeah, I don't know.
just by the fact that he has a black seal, you know that he's going to be
Okay, yeah,
chaotic and
tea
evil.
party is after Mitsuba, I just checked.
Oh, good,
It's
good.
awesome. Okay.
My memory's not that bad. I
It's
can
like
still kind of
it's literally
remember.
right after. It's the arc right after
I knew they
Mitsuba.
were really
Oh,
close.
Yeah.
But yeah,
okay.
Tsukasa. So I'm basically expecting that again. Like, Ko and Mitsuba are gonna try and get away from the supernatural, and they're gonna do well for a little while, and then they're gonna get into trouble, and then Tsukasa's going to waltz into the situation, and
And then
he's
Mitsuba's
going
gonna
to
die
do
again.
some crap, and Mitsuba might die again.
Again. And then he's gonna come back again.
No, no, he's died enough times. I can't handle it anymore. My poor heart.
I'm gonna lose count.
You'd figure it would like I would stop caring after a while, but it's like the more times it happens, the more I'm just like, no, no, don't do this.
And this
Stop.
suffering, stop.
I
If
can't
he's gonna
keep
die,
doing
just
this.
let him stay dead, honestly.
Yeah. How is Mitsuba's Yorishiro going to be destroyed if he even has one? He does have one.
Well, yeah, we know he has one.
We know because he inherited the same one that number 3 had, basically. And yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they're gonna destroy that. Like, theoretically, Yashiro has to be the one to do it. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's specifically because she's the only one who can, or if it's because, like, it's related to her lifespan ending when she's done that completely. Um, which it might be. But yeah, Yashiro has to be the one to do that. And we know that she is having a sleepover right now. So, probably not going to be something that's happening anytime soon.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty carefree for somebody who knows their death is around the corner.
I mean, she now knows what she has to do to make it not happen, so
Yeah,
I feel like that gives a lot of relief and
true.
comfort, right?
I guess, but no, that just means it's Sakura and Natsuhiko. Those that trio there is really going to be um
Main
the
antagonists?
antagonists. Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna be the biggest problem. And
Hmm.
they'll have to start engineering situations to force Yashido to do it, and I don't know how they're gonna do that.
That's a good. I'm interested in that.
Hmm. Yeah, so I'm really interested to see what'll happen. I want to know if this is going to really put Hanako and Tsukasa at odds, like properly. Like up until
Mm.
now,
Oh,
they never
please.
really have been. They've come up against each other, sort of, but they've never
Hmm.
outright been opposed in their
Yeah.
goals. So we shall
Yeah.
And
see.
isn't Sakura kind of not really into? She's doing something behind Tsukasa's back. I can't remember what.
You can't.
Or,
Basically, Tsukasa doesn't care what's going on. But Sakura's goal is specifically to get all the Yorishiros destroyed and to get her wish.
ah,
I don't
okay.
know. I don't know if that's necessarily like doing something behind his back or just they both have very distinct and separate goals that right now are aligning, but won't necessarily continue to align. Wouldn't it be interesting?
True.
I've always thought of Tsukasa as kind of like the final boss of the series. It might be interesting if that's actually Sakura.
Oh yeah. I
I'm
mean,
pretty sure it's Sakura. Like at this point.
yeah. I mean, she is. Isn't she like implied to be a god, or was it just flat out stated? It was one of those.
It was one of those. She's basically God.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's like Sakura being the final boss, which means that like you might get some real resolution with Hanako and Tsukasa.
Oh, please.
Yeah, so that
Please. I
yes,
need that.
Brie, backstory. Oh my god, give it to me.
I can't believe we still don't know
I want
what
to
happened.
know. I
We're
want to know
so
what happened
clueless.
between them. We got so much of their backstory in the Red House arc. We got to see how they were as kids. We got to see exactly what happened to Tsukasa to turn him into the psychopathic little creature he is now.
Yep.
But we didn't see what happened between them, and that's what I wanted to know. I appreciate all these little tidbits. I love them. I gobbled them up. It's not what I wanted.
Yeah, they focused on the wrong part of their life. I
uh,
wanted to see right before they died.
I know they're saving it. Like
I
they
know they are, but I want to see.
I'm sure they just needed Hanako to be around for that, and it'll be a big traumatic moment. We are going to freak out when that
Oh my god.
happens.
Oh, it's
Oh,
just the
oh,
key.
Ah, come on, don't forget the
Brie.
key.
Yes, yes, it's
Yes, the
tradition.
key. Well, that's the perfect time to bring that up because maybe it has something to do with
Maybe
that.
it does have something to do with the
Considering the
key.
T, the key, the key was from that time,
It
like
was.
right before they died.
Yeah, it was
That's
right
what.
before they died that the key became involved in the story.
So if there's any time it would be brought back, it would be then.
You're right, Chloe. Key
And if
lore
it
reveal
doesn't
for the
get brought
100th
back,
chapter. That's the
Hillary,
special thing.
that's
That's what's
not.
gonna happen.
No, I'm not. No, no.
I'd be happy, actually. That would be the craziest
yeah,
thing.
No, what would be
Imagine.
cool for 100th chapter is bringing back the spin-off manga because it's been on hiatus forever.
I thought about it.
Imagine the key though. Imagine like we have this entire
There's no
chapter
way.
and then like right at the end of the chapter they like show the key in Nene's pocket and she clenches it just implying its involvement.
No, there's no way. I
I
don't
know.
believe there's no way.
I know. But I can dream.
Oh,
And it
there's
is
no
eerie that
way.
Nene saw Pastamane right before he died. I don't think she realizes that was like really right before he died.
Yeah.
She just kind of saw him as he was when he was alive.
Hmm.
But yeah.
Well,
Has the entire fandom talked about the key? That makes
I
me
don't know. I
happy.
haven't. I haven't been keeping up with general fandom circles, just us
I'm
in the
sure they
chat.
has been talked about before.
For sure.
I feel a certain sense of ownership over it because because of
Yeah,
the
that's the one
Everyone
editing
thing.
feels
and the
obsessive.
fan art and like the fan fiction.
That's our thing.
It's our thing.
The key is
It's
our thing.
our running joke.
It
Uh,
is. It's gonna be so funny when it finally comes back. Like, can
it
you
will be.
If
imagine?
it comes
We're
back.
gonna have a field day. It's not
No, when?
that entire podcast isn't even going to be
It's a
about
matter
the
of when.
chapter it's in. It's just gonna be
It's
about the key.
like if it shows up at like the very end,
Listen,
we won't talk about the rest of the chapter. We're just gonna
ah,
talk about the very last
listen,
page
if
of
it
the
even
entire chapter.
shows up in a side panel, like the smallest square panel that it could ever
Well,
be, and
we
you guys
only
talk
talk about
about
that
it,
one panel for the
that's so
entire
weird.
podcast.
We're gonna do it. We're gonna
Like,
do it.
anyways, a bunch of stuff happened in this chapter, but let's talk about the key.
It's like, wow, that was a massive plot revelation that happened there. Oh, and a huge, ending to these character arcs.
That's
But
crazy.
the
But
key,
the key.
guys. Did you see the key? Do you think Nene is hiding the key on purpose? In all honesty, I think she did hide it on purpose initially, and she may or
Mhm.
may not have forgotten about it right by now.
Yeah, I'm wondering what she did with it.
I don't know what she did with it. Yeah.
Like that's why I'm like, there's no way it doesn't come back. 'Cause it's like, what the hell did she do with it?
I want to know what she did with it.
Like, there's literally no way.
I think I asked this before, but considering what we know about how time works now, like,
Hmm.
would that have some kind of effect on present day? Like,
It wouldn't
No,
change anything
no. We,
because nothing ever gets
yeah,
changed.
yeah, I think
it
we
wouldn't change
established it was a
anything.
closed loop, so like nothing would
Yeah.
change anything at all.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The key being taken was always accounted for in
Hmm.
the timeline.
Mm. Okay.
Thank goodness, because don't want to get
Yeah,
into
thank
that.
goodness.
All right. Well, that got very off topic, but that's okay. I'm
It did.
perfectly happy with that. But we are nearing the end of the hour, so if
We
anyone's
are.
got some final comments, please throw them in the comments section right now, and we'll talk about it a little bit. Just got a few
Yeah,
minutes.
I still think they're going to move past Mitsuko, move past the whole party, and
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 oh, sorry, it just went really silent, so I thought my internet like, but
no,
yeah,
no,
we're
we were
just listening.
listening
We're
to
just
you.
yes, and go to like another set of supernaturals. That's my prediction, really.
It would be cool to go back to the other supernaturals. I really miss the other wonders. It's been a really long time. February is Mitsuko month now. You know what?
Oh, that's
February is
right.
my month. I'm very happy with February being Mitsuko's month.
My month is also February, so.
Yeah, it's our month.
And I'm also thinking like this chapter was released as close to Valentine's Day as it possibly could have been. So,
True. True. It
hmm,
was the Valentine's Day
it
chapter.
really was.
Ah, so next February, maybe. Next February is when Mitsuko becomes
Next,
canon.
next February is when they kiss, guys. Get
Ah,
ready.
January Hananene, February Mitsuko. That's fun. What
Oh
does
my
that make
gosh.
March?
Uh, uh, uh,
Number 6 in
Awikane?
Sumire?
Oh, I was thinking Awikane, but
Oh,
alright.
Halikane is fun.
It's more
So I'm like,
healthy,
number
even though it's toxic. It's
true.
still more healthy.
It is.
At least they are eating. At least one of them didn't get turned into a Happy Meal.
Yeah.
Hmm.
No, February wasn't the Hananene kiss last year. I don't think so. It wasn't that long ago, was it?
What chapter was it?
I don't know. Come
Uh,
on, chat, tell us. What chapter
I'm looking
was
right now. Uh,
March's key month? Yes! March's key month.
March is key month. Oh, it was 86, chapter 86. When did
Okay,
that
so
come out?
not quite that long ago.
That's 1286.
Uh,
Or is it more than that? Guys?
It's a bit more than 12. Actually, yeah, isn't that January, actually?
January. Yeah, it was January.
Okay, so it is a January Hananene thing.
Wow.
Yep,
Wow, that was a
January.
January is
lot
Hananene.
longer ago than I thought it was.
So
Whew.
wait, that was last year already?
I
Yeah,
am so
2022,
old,
January.
Oh my
guys.
god.
Right? Oh my gosh.
Oh,
It really doesn't feel like it was that long ago.
oh my
No, it
god.
doesn't. That's
Over a
crazy.
year ago.
All right. Backstory month, please. Yeah,
Story month.
that would be great. I think that basically brings us to the end of our hour, and uh, we talked about our predictions for the next chapter, right?
Mhm.
We did, yes.
Yes, we did.
We were inconclusive.
We were completely inconclusive, which is what typically happens about that.
There's not even any
Mhm.
hint though. I'm just who knows?
There's nothing. We don't know. I don't know. How does this typically go? If we have an emotional chapter like this, it's usually followed by an action chapter, right?
Yeah,
I
I think
think
so.
so. I'm trying to think back. It's like the Kiss
Well, like
chapter was followed by an action chapter, which was also a half flashback
it
chapter.
was yeah, an action chapter that also cut away from the people having the emotional moment. So I'm like maybe they'll cut away.
Yeah, maybe. And then like I'm trying to go further back. Usually emotion and then action. So I
Yeah.
am betting on action. I'm putting down my bet. This is a
Whether they cut away
conclusive
or not,
prediction.
yeah.
All right. And
Okay.
what's next month? Next month is also a day early, right?
Yep,
Yep.
17th, so 16th for most of us.
All right. Yes. So next month on the 16th, the Raw should be released for most of the people. We'll have it in the server at some point. We usually get them at some point throughout that day. And
Mhm.
we will be back here to talk about the next chapter. Maybe a bit more. We shall see what happens. Potentially, murder will be happening. I wouldn't be surprised.
It's always on the
Yeah.
table.
It's always on the table.
It is always on the table. All right.
When it comes to Hero.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We hope to see you next time as well.
Mhm.
Mhm.
You
Bye
guys want to say
everyone.
bye? Bye.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
I'm saying
Bye.
it.